Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we've got a quick look at the new Haute42 wind engine low profile switches, right? So these come in packs of 20. We flip this over here, you kind of look at the details there. You know, COSMOX Haute42 has a model number, the full travel, what is that, 2.8 plus or minus 0.25 millimeters, pre-travel 1.2 plus or minus 0.30 millimeters, and operating force is 40 plus or minus 10 GF. We're kind of diving into this. So again, if you're looking at this, you're just wondering, should I upgrade to this? What is the difference? Is it worth my time? Why are they selling these? And we'll go into that, right? So what I'm going to be comparing to is all the other switches I have. So let's bring some things out. So we have, again, we all remember my 3D printed board. This board came with these version 1, you know, cherry red switches, right? So we'll have these on here, and I'll kind of put that there. All right. They're very tiny, so we'll try to fit it on the board here so you can get a good look. All right, so I'm going to open this up too. What am I doing? So again, they're empty, and you'll see why in a minute. So I'll take that out here. So you have your 20 pack. And again, I'll put that here, and here's what I'll do. So I'll show you the bottom. So this one comes with, I'll try to get on camera. There you go. 2 prongs, and that's it, with your foot on the bottom, right? So put that here. In the top layout, you can kind of see that there. They are linear and they're very quiet. They're smooth, they're soft, so I'll put that there. All right. Then again, we have the switch that came with the 3D printed pad, right? So here, these are, I mean, they're a little bit louder, but they're standard. It's not loud, right? But there you have that. And the bottom is your standard 2-prong, but it also has that extra, you know, piece there, right? Because it's that type of switch. So we'll kind of put that way over here. Now, what do we have? These come with the original pads. These are the reds, right? So these reds here, they're linear, about the same force, you know, as this one here. It has the 3 prongs in the bottom, so 2 and 1 with the foot. You can kind of see that. I'll put that over here. Right, there you go. Then we have the new crystal switches, right? So these are, if you look for if you have a Model T right now, and you look for the TC, it just means crystal. And here's the crystal switch. So you can see these look just like the original. Why is that? Because they basically are the original, right? So I'll put that up here. It's kind of hard to see. There you go. The 2 and the 1 and the foot, you know, roughly, they're the same. They're exactly the same. It's just, and they feel exactly the same. It's just, this is clear. Why is that? If you have the M or any other, you know, style, this shines way brighter. And I'll put a picture in here where you can see it. You know, I played at night the other night, and I had these on there, and these, and just because they're see-through, the light shines better. It's all it is, right? So I'll put that here, and I'll line up in a minute. And next we have the Ghost. So these are, where's the box here? These are the low-free Ghost switches, right? So these are low-free, low-profile Ghost linear switches. These are a 90 pack, right? And these are some of my favorites. I love these, right? So when you look at these on the bottom here, we have, again, the 2-prong with the single foot, right, in a shape like that. So I'm gonna slide these down and put these side by side. Maybe I'll try to zoom in for you so you can see a little bit better. We're gonna line those up. And bear with me because it's hard to make them stand up. Right, so we have that there. Let's try to zoom in and see if we can get that. So when it comes to size, they're standards, right? So they look exactly the same. What's really different? The top on the new switch right here is a little bit bigger, right? So if you're looking at your wondering, you know, what's the difference? So the cap size and height on the new switch is a little bit higher, and I'll pick that up and show you. But again, they're roughly the same size and all those good things. So let me zoom out a little bit here so we can see. All right, so I'll hold these up. These are basically just like the Ghost. I mean, they look almost identical. They're different in their own way. Like, they feel the same. There you go. So they you know, press them down, it all feels very similar, right? These, I already showed you, these are basically the same. So I'll hold this one up here and compare. So these are the originals compared to the new. And you can see it's a little bit taller, you know, there's probably some different things inside, you know, whatever. And the crystals, again, I'll put this here, and there you go, right? So, and this one here, I'll hold it up since we already have it there. You can kind of see that. This is flatter than this by a small part. So why is this empty? So I just got the M Plus, the 16 and 12, and I was doing a live stream playthrough, just kind of having some fun breaking them in, seeing how they feel, you know, playing for a few hours. And I had put these ghosts on the 16 and I left the stock crystal on the 12, just that way I could kind of feel it out. And if I didn't like it, I switch it back. Well, I had already had these ghost switches on my other controllers, and I have it on my T16 or T13. And I like these. I like these wind engines. These are real. When I don't know if it's the metal build, I don't know what it is. When I installed these, within an hour or two of the stream, I had taken the crystals out of my T12 or M+12 and installed the wind engines. I really like these wind engines. They feel very similar to the ghosts. When it comes to packaging, the ghost comes again in this container. You're ordering 90, so they come in a container like this, full of 9 different switches. And I'm to the point now where I'm probably going to be using these 2 switches on all my pads. The ghosts, because I have 90 of them, so I'll be using those. And then these wind engines, they come in packs of 20, so I'll be using these. If you have 2 pads and you're wondering, how am I going to work this out? That's why this looks the way it does. So what I did was, I used it for reference, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I used these as my wind engines, and these last 2, for Tekken, I don't use these. So I left these stock. If you play Street Fighter, you may want to have a more firmer, because they're slightly firmer. Like it's negligible. You're not going to notice. These spring back more, these wind engines. They kind of, I don't know how to explain it. The force is better. They pop back better. They feel kind of nicer, right? So I have those on the main buttons, and that is what it is. So that way you could do 2 controllers with 1 pack if you do not use the last 2 or if you don't use these last 2 or last 4 buttons, right? So that's that. What are some of the negatives? The negatives are, I put these ghosts, and again, the wind engines, I put both on my pad. So with the M, let's see here. Here we have it here, and this is the stock, and this is crystal. I'm not sure you can hear that on camera. And again, I may do a cut and try to get that going. Here is the wind engine. So I'm not sure if you're picking it up, but it is louder. Is it a pain louder? No. But on one of my other pads, I don't know if it's the materials it's made out of or whatever, but my wife was next to me. She's watching TV while I'm playing a game. She's like, can you turn your controller down? Because the ghosts, along with the wind engines, I guess they bounce back more. I don't know what it is, but they sound a little bit louder. But it's not bad. It's not annoying. They're just a little bit louder is what it is, right? But the feel of them, it feels like a keyboard. I mean, we all use keyboards every day. It's the modern world, right? So these, they bounce back more. They don't feel as mushy, because these don't, I feel like I'm picking on these switches. They're not mushy. There's nothing wrong with them. These are still my favorite. If I didn't have anything else, I would still keep these 2 stock ones. But it is, if you like upgrading, buy these, right? So let's just put it there. Buy them. You're going to be happy. You're going to love the feel. They're going to spring back more. It just feels better, but it will be a little bit louder. So yeah, that is that. I'm going to go ahead and put these wind engines back in my M+. I'm going to have to take these out. Right, so I'm going to put the crystal on here. You can see the pins how they line up. I'm going to line this up. Just take your time, right? So you kind of put it there. And let me show you how to get these out, matter of fact. So if you're looking at this, here's how you take them out. So when you buy these sets, they'll come with either one of these type of pullers, right? So the cap is here. What I do is I use this side, the wire side. I'll stick it in, I'll just, flap it up and down, and this will pop out eventually, right? Pop it out. And then when it comes to this, you use the teeth side, and you'll feel which side's grippy and which one isn't. Grip it and just kind of wiggle it, and it'll come right up. Take your time. You'll hear cracking and all those different things. Depending on your controller, you'll hear some different sounds, but don't stress, it will come out. Then again, so I'm gonna put this back, right? So this one, will line it up, the 2 on the bottom, 1 on the top. So line that up there. I kind of line up first, and then boom, lock it right in. Put the wind engines back in here. This is only 2, so the 2's on the bottom. So again, take my time, kind of spin it, let it fall to the seat there, and this one clicks. So these tend to click more, and they are a little harder to get out. What's nice, I'll take that back. There's kind of like a little hole on both sides, whereas this side's flat. You can kind of see that groove right there. You kind of, once you hook onto it, just kind of wiggle like that, and they come right back out. But it will, when you first do it, you're going to hear all this cracking. It's going to feel kind of awkward, but they come right out and they click right in, right? So we have that there. Let's go ahead and put the caps back on. That's 1. And these are just T's, right? So you just kind of spin it, line it up. And there you go. All right. So that's a quick look at the Haute42 wind engine low profile switches. They come in packs of 20. Again, I'll put the stats up here so you can kind of see that. I'll put the link in the description to pick these up. If you're on the fence, should I buy these or should I not? I'm gonna be completely honest. If you like this type of thing, definitely get them. They are noticeably funner, and it just, I don't know, they feel better to me. They are a little bit louder, so it's kind of FYI, but it's nothing that's gonna bother you or someone else, but it could, right? So there you go. And as I'm putting things away, I also wanted to add that you want to keep these little pouches that come with, your power plug and everything else. Put your extra switches in here, and that way, if anything ever goes wrong or whatever, you have your switches still from your original purchase. So thanks for watching. Bye.